What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the shed. My name is John McGrath. This is my YouTube channel Man in Shed, and this is part 10 of this custom guitar build. Now, I've a lot of things I need to get done, a lot of little small jobs to do. I'm waiting on some tools to arrive, so this episode could get broken out over several days. I'm not sure how it's going to come together yet. First thing I want to do is glue this guitar body together. I have to radius that fretboard, but I'm waiting on some radius blocks, so that mightn't happen to the next episode. I need to build some templates. I need to build templates for the humbuckers, and I need to build a template for my control cavity so I can get that routed out. So the order of things might be glue body, make templates, sort neck. So we'll see how it's going to go. So yeah, if you're enjoying this so far, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're new here, welcome along. And let's get into this. Part 10, here we go. Right, I have you set up beside me there, and as is always the case in this shed, there's no bloody room, so if my head gets in the way of the shot, please forgive me. I'll try and keep these close to the action, and so you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the best I can with it. But right, we need to glue this guitar body together. Now, I'm going to put some dowels into the body. It's not for strength, it's just for keeping everything straight as I'm clamping and gluing it. So I want to put 3 dowels either side, just to click this together when I'm gluing it. It should stop it moving up and down. Obviously, we don't want one wing gluing like this and the other one gluing down the way, as can happen. It can move when you're clamping it, so the dowels will just help us locate the body a bit better. So obviously I want to put them in places where I'm not going to be routing. So I'm thinking 2 back here and maybe 1 up near the neck. I think that's what we're going to do. So we just want to avoid our humbuckers, and we want, or well, our control cavity will be here somewhere. So we should be good. We don't have to go too deep, so maybe 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, something like that. I think we can do these ones directly opposite. And yeah, so I'm roughly lined up with my template, so I can see where I need to be. I can just eyeball this. So I'm just going to draw lines straight across from each other. And again, these mechanical pencils aren't great when you're trying to draw on a rough surface. I should really just use another pencil. This one isn't even holding on to the lead. Look at this. Typical. Okay, so yeah, there's my first one is going to go there. Make sure that's lined up. Just check to make sure we're lined up first. So cancel that. Cancel that. Okay, so now we just need to square these lines down our body and make sure our depths are the same on our wings as on our neck blank. Drill our holes, clamp this together and get ready for gluing. So yeah, let's do that. So now we just want to drill these, set our dead stop, drill these out and line them up. That's the next thing. Let's get on it. Okay, so we have just some 6mm dowel rod, and we're going to cut this into 6 lengths, 40mm long I suppose, and we just go 20mm either side into our wings and into our neck blank. And yeah, so I just mark out 6 of these now, get them cut out, set our drill stop for 20mm and drill these, and that should be good. Right, so we just have a simple drill press here. It's just a cheap one with a drill in it. Just ensure that we're perpendicular to our work surface as we drill our holes. I have the depth stop set for 20mm. This had 2 springs on it, but I took the spring on this side off just because you couldn't really work a depth stop with the spring. All the tension on the spring, you just push it out of the way. So yeah, just pull the spring off it. Again, it's only a cheap one, but it's handy for little jobs like this. So we'll just give it a quick test, just to make sure our 6mm bit is good with our 6mm dowels. And that's pretty good, I reckon. Right, this is day 2 of episode 10 and the guitar body is now glued together. Now unfortunately I lost some footage between day 1 and day 2 of this episode. During the cleanup I was doing some recording and I obviously deleted or recorded over something, but it's the same process as gluing the neck blank together. I kept the offcuts of the wings in order to clamp it, but because I shaped the wings before I glued them, they didn't fit exactly, and as I dry clamped them it caused the body to tilt upwards slightly. So I couldn't use these in the finish. So just bear that in mind if you're intending on keeping your negatives for your clamping process. If you pre-shape your wings, they won't sit square again, and it can cause issues when you're trying to dry clamp. So I had to just clamp the guitar using just pieces of timber and putting the clamps on directly, but luckily enough it worked out and we're glued up and clamped up. So now I want to plane this top back, level everything front and back. We're going to do our templates for our pickups and our cavity and route that out, and then we can look at doing our fretboard. So let's get on that. Something I have to do. As this forms part of my body, my neck comes down here, but my neck sits a couple of mil proud of the body, so I have to now take this section down to this level, and the same on this side. I have to take this section down to this level. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to run a chisel along here and just take out this bit, and chisel along here and just take out this bit. Then we can plane all of this down to the same level. So let's get on that. Okay guys, have you zoomed in a bit there so you can just see what I'm at here. Hopefully this is starting to make a bit more sense to you. So you can see what I mean by my neck is going to be carved out of my blank. So my fretboard will sit on top of this, so I have a couple of mil of my neck carved out of my body, and that's my fretboard then is going to sit on that. And we're going to round these edges here with the fretboard. So yeah, it's starting to take shape there now. Obviously there's a lot more carving and sanding to do, but you get the idea now of what I'm at and what I'm trying to achieve here. So now we're going to flip this over and we're going to plane the back of it, and then we get it ready for routing. So I think that's what we'll do next. Right guys, I think we leave it there for episode 10. We got a nice bit done, so our body's all glued up, sanded, we've planed it back, it's good and flat on both sides. Obviously we've a lot of shaping and sanding to go, but we have our neck relieved out of our body, so that's ready for our fretboard now. Like I say, we're good and flat, so we can route our pickups, we can route our control cavity. We must decide on our controls how many tones and how many volumes and what way we're going to switch it. So we need to do that soon. Our headstock is sanded, that's almost ready to go, but yeah, so it's taking shape, it's coming together. A lot of work, but a lot of work to go. And yeah, so if you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Any comments, questions, leave them below, I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching guys. This is Man in Shed. I've been John McGrath. Catch you in the next one.